Hi, everyone. Mike Allegre for Full Access Sports and our final regular season interview with head coach Glen Fowles as we travel up to Tacoma this weekend after a big win at home last week against a very tough Pacific squad. Before we talk about Puget Sound coming up here, Coach Fowles, one of the things that I looked at was the way your guys came back from adversity. Down 17-7, you outscore them second half. You don't let them score a thing, 14-0. You have a great comeback. It seemed like it was almost a night and day thing. I wanted to be a fly on the wall to hear what you had to say to both offense and defense. Pacific was quite a challenge.
Yeah, no, they're a good team. Keith's got them going, and it's one. They're a physical team. They're fast, and they were kind of what we expected them to be. Is good at their system, playing with a lot of emotion. And playing really, really hard. And, it's one that when you start talking about games and wins and losses at halftime, our defense played a great game from start to finish. And there were some things on offense that we made a few too many mistakes in the first half that if we do our deal and just kind of let the game come to us, I think we're in a lot better spot. But we turned the ball over. We had some costly penalties. And, it was one – and their defense is good. And we just at halftime, it wasn't really what we needed to do. It was more just relax and play. We've got it. We relax and play. Go out and make a play and just let it come to you. And our guys kind of responded to that. And the third quarter was still a battle. And then we got a couple breaks, and defense still played really well. And then the fourth quarter, it was like we were a completely different offensive team. So, like I said, defense from start to finish was fantastic. And then I think we put up about 200 yards in the fourth quarter, and it was amazing for us, and we were really pleased that we had some offensive production at that time, and then we were really pleased at the end of the game when we were able to convert on a couple big third down plays that we were able to take a knee at the end. But exciting. It was awesome. It was a battling back, never giving up. So I think I was really proud of the players for that.
One of the things that changed, I thought, was the way the offense took care of, in the second half, the defensive charge. They were really keying on anything that came out of the backfield. Josh had a tough first half. He was 17-31 in passing for the game, over 230 yards. But in that second half alone here was 8 of 9 for 155 of that. He had more time. It seemed like he had a few shorter routes, and he had a couple of shovel passes that were money.
Yeah, he did. And again, it came down to guys playing hard and making plays. It's not trying to do too much. It's just going one play at a time. And yeah, Pacific's defense, they came out ready to go. They've got good coaches. They've got good players. So we knew it was going to be a battle. But at some point, if you just kind of stick with it long enough and do your best not to get frustrated. Right. Some good things happen, and some good things happened for us in waves on Saturday to come back, and like I said, the kids stayed up high, a lot of energy on the sideline. It was one playing with a lot of emotion, and like I said, I told people before I'd rather be on the on the upside of a thrilling victory than on the downside of a heartbreaking loss, and we were able to come out and dig one out, and it was great for our program.
6-2 going into a 9-game season, 3-2 in the Northwest Conference. We already know the playoffs are out of the question, but we have one more game to play. Tacoma, University of Puget Sound. If you look at the numbers, you look at the scorebook only, you think, wow, this is going to be an easy win. However, as they always say, wait, stop right there, my friend. It is really a difficult chance to go up there and always win at UPS, no matter what the record is, because we've gone up there expecting to win and have been beaten.
Oh, absolutely. And they've got a few home field advantages. They've got the grass going, and that's something we don't play on all the time, so they'll like that. And once you get in the Northwest Conference, anybody can beat anybody on any day, and it's no different here. Our focus, is really, again, just like every week, is going to be really on what we're doing, trying to be a better football team this week than we were last week, being better in execution, being better overall, and that's going to be our focus, taking care of what we do. What they do is they have a very aggressive defense. They have a good quarterback. They throw the ball around a ton. They throw it out to the receivers a lot. So it's one of those things that we kind of know what to expect offensively and defensively. Now our challenge is the ability to execute well up there on the road. And like I said, they're a good team at home, and it's something where they gave PLU a great run. So it should be an exciting game. And like I said, our focus is going to be more on us finishing strong and trying to move past it and finish real well for the seniors.
If you looked at numbers, and I'll just give you a couple. They give up about 49 points a game. They score 21 on average. Yet against the number 14 ranked PLU Lutz, they had them down at halftime, and it was a struggle for the Lutes in the second half.
Yeah, and again, they're a good football team that if you make mistakes, if you're inconsistent with any football team in the Northwest Conference, they're going to make you pay for it. So, our focus is to be consistently good and move past it. And yeah, they've given up yards. It happens. Our defense has given up yards, and it's going to be whoever comes to play that day that's going to be the most important thing. And we expect their kids. It's going to be their last game this year. I expect their kids to be on a high note, ready to go. So it's going to be. Coach Thomas is going to have them ready, going to have them prepared, and we've got to go in and execute to the best of our ability.
What's it like your last game? And this is almost like a playoff game, maybe for them, perhaps for us in some people's minds. What's it like on the final game for these guys? What are they thinking? A lot of them never put the helmet on again.
Yeah, a lot of them will never play again, and it's college football. You don't have a ton of time to play. You have X amount of games that you're allowed to play, and not everybody in the country gets to do that. So I think our guys will want to finish on a strong note. They want to finish positive, and for the guys. This year, 7-2 is way better, than 6-3 for them. So I think they'll be excited to play. I think on the flip side that if UPS could come out and have a great game, beat us that way, it would make their season going into recruiting. So we would rather finish strong, and our guys are ready to go. And we have a real good team. They're real tight. So I think that they'll be prepared and ready to. Ready to play together on Saturday. So I expect us to play well.
UPS coming up, and one of the things I want to ask you real briefly, you don't make the playoffs, but that is what happens when you play good teams and you're not prepared, and that just prepares you for next year?
Yeah, absolutely. And the Northwest Conference, good conference, there's a few good conferences that are really, really good top to bottom in the country, and we happen to be a very competitive conference. And, personally, I think they're going to leave some teams out of our conference that could do well in the playoffs, but it is what it is. It's going to be hard for us to get more than 2 in the playoffs, and we know that, and we also know that if we want to make sure we go to the playoffs, we win our conference.
All righty, with head coach Glen Fowles as we prepare for the last game, I'm Mike Allegre. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and we'll have more with Coach Fowles as we look back on the team next year, after this season, that is, here on FullAccessSports.com.